Yeah, I think it's a conversation we need to start having. And I think we need to, as a country and perhaps as a people, to get our heads around the fact that this is not March 2020, this is not January 2021, and we do have very possibly the most impressive vaccine rollout in the world. And by the way, fair play and hats off to the HSE. I think they have done everything right, but it wasn't just them. One of the reasons our vaccine rollout has been as impressive is the Irish people who have taken the vaccine. In other countries, far fewer people were willing to actually step up, protect themselves and their communities. So it wasn't just the HSE, although they've done a remarkable job. It was also the Irish people. So we have that layer of protection. We know about that layer of protection, and we do need to start talking about reducing restrictions, because we heard up until about 5 weeks ago that we needed to look at the UK for the next 3 weeks, and then we haven't heard a word about it since. The UK has shown us that for the first time since this pandemic has started, that one block of countries, the UK, have seen case numbers fall despite restrictions being eased. At every other point, Jonathan, restrictions had to be increased for case numbers to fall. And that has been reversed.
Despite what was perceived to be common sense at the time, the numbers did indeed fall. But we have to be conscious, this weekend is the first real test that they'll have since the Euros in England, with the return of the Premier League and people milling around watching football, particularly younger men. But one of the things we're going to talk about later in this hour is a new way of allowing people to go to indoor settings. So in other words, what they're talking about is putting in some kind of system, some kind of guidance, regulations,
a certification of sorts.
A 5-star system to rate hygiene. Now, this building might be a 5-star, the building next door might be 2, and you can judge accordingly. Would that be one way of moving away from showing your phone on the entrance to a restaurant?
I dislike this idea intensely, and the reason I dislike it is simply because we're coming out of the pandemic, and the idea that we're going to put another layer of restrictions and another set of guidelines and something else we have to tick by way of boxes and something else we had to adhere to. At what point do we say, and I've heard lots of experts who love it, who love the airwaves, and they've been on for the last year and a half telling us, well, we have to do this going forward and that doing forward because we have to plan for every next pandemic that might arise. It's been 100 years since the last one, and I don't want to live like this for 60 years till the next one on the off chance that it's going to happen again. I think it is time for us to actually start getting our heads around the fact, Jonathan, that we can reduce restrictions and don't need additional layers of any kind of bureaucracy. I don't want to sign up to that. I don't want that to be our new normal.